Good evening, y'all. Happy Sunday. I got the day right today. Happy Sunday. Happy rainy Sunday in the New York City tri state area. I'm broadcasting to you from New Jersey, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble. I didn't broadcast the Rumble today because the site was acting a little crazy and I didn't want to risk it because it'd be messing me up sometimes and it conks out on me. So I didn't broadcast there, but I will upload it. And thank you for watching today, you guys. I haven't been on for like a week because I kind of really wasn't feeling like it. But as always, the universe has this divine intervention and sent me somebody lovely that I admire so much this morning to encourage me to keep going. And even when I don't feel like it, keep going. So I am on here tonight. Shout out to you, sis. I appreciate you. I love y'all. All the people that encourage me to keep going with this. I love y'all. And as always, I'm on here just trying to, give you guys information, mostly things to, up, give you a higher frequency in life and to wake you up to certain things, but mostly to cope because life can be really fucked up. And I find that a lot of people have trouble coping. I mean, I myself sometimes have trouble coping. And like I said, the friends and the different people that the creator or my ancestors have put on my path to support me, they keep me going and they give me the inspiration I need to continue sometimes. Sometimes, you just don't want to do what you have to do. And my friend was telling me, no matter what, even when you don't feel like it, you should still keep going. And I admire her because she's doing her thing. So I just am very grateful for the people that the universe has aligned me with to help me in all of these endeavors that I'm in, and to motivate me and to guide me and tell me what I need to do. Because I don't know everything, and I damn sure don't know about certain business things. And I'm just thankful to God for the people that God has put on my path. But I don't want to get too tied up in that. First things first, I am Shellie B. These are the adventures of a Black conservative sister surviving in a hot mess world. Okay, today's hot mess is it seems to be a movement going on now with with women that regret having their kids, and like they're posting TikToks all over the place about how much they can't stand their kids and how much they can't stand their life with their kids and how much they feel being played, falling for being a mother. And I just, I didn't know that it was like a thing. I've heard of women, I mean, all women, I think, have like, little issues and with motherhood, but like now it's like really a movement, like another, I guess another facet of the feminist movement to hate your kids and to hate your life as a mother and to not really enjoy, motherhood. So before we unpack all this, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I'm new to streaming, and I've been on here for a couple months or whatever. And I was, really encourage you to watch some of my videos because I really do feel they're uplifting, lots of information in there to, help you navigate some of the bullshit with the politics. I'm a single mother. I work in the film industry. I have lots of information about all kinds of things. I'm not a one-trick pony out here. I really try to like see, what I perceive as like a need of information and support for people, and I just put these videos together. So please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, whatever you want to do. But please sit with me for this rainy night and hear about this mess here. Now, as always, when it comes to most of the stuff that I post on here, it's always a whole lot to unpack, a whole lot, because I just feel like, I'm old school and I come from a simpler time. Like I feel like today everything is just so complicated, and I just feel a lot of people don't understand things. Like I didn't understand this either. Like I really didn't realize that people just do not like being a mother and they don't like their kids, and they just really want to just conk out. But through further investigation and just listening to some of these women, I kind of have a lot more understanding and empathy for them. And I have to say, my aunt and I, we're having a discussion about this week. Is so ironic because I did not know I was even going to talk about this. And she was stating to me that she feels that the reason why a lot of women can't cope with parenthood and being a mother and stuff like that is due to mental illness. And I like sorely disagree with her. I sorely disagree. Like I had the position of like, this is what you signed up for. You knew what you were getting involved in and blah, 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 blah. And, it's their own fault and everything like that. But I must say, I still feel like that a little bit. But now I must say that I do agree with her with some women in certain aspects of, why they are not good mothers. Okay. So let's unpack this a little bit and see, because I have a lot of stuff on here. So let us begin. Let us begin. What do I have here? Okay. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. I'll be out to lunch sometimes, y'all, with this. I am learning. Let me see what this one is. Hold on for a second, y'all. Bear with me. What is the name of this? Okay, let me see. I regret having children. Okay, let's check this out. Okay, this was a Newsweek article from this year. Okay, and it's called "I Regret Having Children." The Moms United in an Uncomfortable Truth. So it is like a big thing now with mothers out here publicly declaring how much they hate being a mom and how much they don't, really like their kids. You know what I'm saying? And being a parent and how bad of an experience that has been and like how terrible it has been for their mental health and everything. So let's see. My connection has been lost on my mouse. Well, how lovely is that? Hang on, y'all. Oh, now it's connected again. Okay, it decides to cooperate. Okay. For many, the concept of feeling anything but love and gratitude for parenthood is unheard of. But this is really because nobody has any negative feelings about parenting. The Facebook group I Regret Having Children is followed by over 48,000 people, while Reddit forum Regretful Parents has more than 62,000 members. In these online spaces, mothers and fathers frequently share complex negative feelings about parenting. Okay. So I have seen this Facebook group and I really didn't pay it no mind, but I didn't really realize how many people were on this page. And I did look at it and it was really eye-opening. Like that many people don't like being parents. And it's not just mothers, it's men and women too, and this is a family, right here that, they regret their kids. And, I think about and then she says, I think about all the things my life would have been if the constant threat of motherhood hadn't loomed over me like a cloud of doom. I'm resolved to being the best mom to them that I can be because it's not their fault that they're here. And there are wonderful small humans. And they are wonderful small humans who deserve love and guidance. But I do miss my life without children every single day. So you're going to see as we go through this, like you're going to see all of these mothers give this disclaimer of like how they really do love their kids and, they couldn't live without their kids and all this stuff, but that they don't like their kids and that they don't like being a mother. And I just feel like that to me doesn't make any sense. Either you like your kids or you don't like your kids. Like I kind of understand a little bit about like some of the hardships that women have as mothers and stuff, but like I don't think I just don't understand how, you could really get up there and say that you don't like your kids and you don't like being a mother, but you love your kids. It just seems so contradictory, but let's keep unpacking it. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't changed my mind on that so far, but I'm not judging, because I don't know their situation, but like, let's keep going here. Let's see what else we got here. It just was really fascinating to me because, I don't really feel this way. And I really was a woman that didn't want kids. And I had my child at 40 years old. And when I tell you I did not like kids, I did not like kids. And I had family members that had kids. And the more kids they would have, the less I would start wanting to be with them because the kids got on my nerves. I just couldn't take it. I didn't like it. I wouldn't date men with kids or anything like that until I got like maybe like in my late 30s, pushing to 40 years old, because I hated that lifestyle. And I didn't like guys that had kids and they were just a complete turn off to me in the whole nine. So like, I understand women that don't want kids, or I just always kind of thought that it was just a ridiculous thing to do. But it changed. Clearly my mind has changed because I'm a mom. So let me share my screen again and just show you some of these comments that people were saying. It is very fascinating to me. This situation here is very interesting. Let me see. Is this the one I want? Let me see. It's very hard to hold on. Let me see if this is the one. I have so much stuff up here. I'll be patient with this. I'm getting it together. Okay. Yes, this is the one I wanted to show you. Okay. Oh no, I just showed you this one. This is not the one. Okay, let me hold on one second, y'all. Let me see. All right, so I'll just show you this. This is actually that Facebook group. Okay, so I can show you some comments out of this because this is a mess. This is this Facebook group. I regret having children. Now, you can go look on this. It's on Facebook. It's called I Regret Having Children. And it's post after post about people that, that just really don't like their life and hate that they have kids and all that stuff. Now, one thing I can say about this page, it's a lot of reading because some of these people post their whole life story and it'd be like pages long of it, and it's like a lot to read. But like I tried to pick out a couple that were kind of short just so you get the point of this page. Let me just present. Hold on, I think I'm presenting. Am I presenting this? Hold on one second. Sorry, y'all. Okay, here we go. Listen, I'm not together. It's raining outside, and I love when it rains, and I feel very tired and very like loopy. Okay, so listen to this one. Here's my story. I met a guy when I was 17. We were together for a year before I became pregnant at 18. So the first thing, like I was trying to tell my aunt, the first thing that I see is the problem why you don't like your life is because you made bad decisions. This is what I was trying to say to her. Like, people make really bad decisions and then the situation is terrible, but you made like really dumb decisions the whole way. So she meets this guy when she was 17 and he was 31. Okay. 31 years old. Now, this just puts me in the mind of Kevin Samuels because he was always saying how, like, a woman's prime is when she's like in her 20s, when by the time she's 35, she's washed up and all this and that. And a man's prime is in when he's 40. So you mean to tell me some old man is supposed to be with a young woman that's in her 18 to 20 some odd years old? I mean, to me, that just always seemed freaky to me. And if I had a daughter, I would not like really like subscribe to that. It just seems like, they're making it seem like, these old men are supposed to groom these young women and that's their prime time to have children. But I just disagree. I really disagree. And like, if you're not going to be married to somebody at that young age, you definitely shouldn't be having no kids because it's very difficult. I feel like a lot of people have that old school mentality from like back in the day, like Leave It to Beaver, when the husband paid for everything and the mother was home. Those days are long gone. That doesn't exist. So, okay, here we go. Let me read this to you. I met a guy when I was 17 and he was 31. We were together. Oh man, this froze up on me. This is what I'm saying. Sometimes with this streaming, it's just super annoying. Oh, this happens to me almost every time I use this. I might have to find a different platform. I'm using StreamYard. I know y'all can hear me, but I'm gonna probably have to reboot this. I'm gonna have to reboot this, y'all. Sorry about it. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. I'm gonna reboot this and I'm gonna come right back. I knew this shit was gonna happen. This wears me out. Let me just restart my computer. I'll be right back. It's ridiculous. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. It happens all the time. I'm using StreamYard. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or what the deal is, but I can't figure it out. But it conks out on me sometimes. It is what it is, whatever. Let's keep going. Okay, so let me try to get this all line back up again. Okay. All right. So I was talking to you guys about this movement of, women regretting having their children. And we're trying to unpack this here about women that really regret having their children. And I was saying that a lot of women they have these regrets because they make stupid choices in the first place. And this is the reason why they're having a problem, being mothers, and they feel like they're missing something because they literally, make like really stupid choices. Let me see if I can go back to um this comment that I had, this woman's comment that she was saying. Hold on, one second. Okay, here it is. I found it. Okay. All right, I'm going to share my screen again. Let's hope we can get through this live. Usually after it conks out, when I rebooted, it works fine. So I probably should have rebooted it before I came on here. Okay. All right, so now I'm sharing my screen. So let's get back to this woman's story. Now this is the I Regret Having Children site. And this is a Facebook page where it's like thousands upon tens of thousands of people getting on here every day talking about how much they don't like their kids and how much they regret that they ever had kids and how much they think their life is terrible with their kids and how much of a mental health crisis it is having kids. So I was reading about this one woman here, and she was saying her story. Here's my story. I met a guy when I was 17 and him 31. Okay, so what I was saying was when I was so rudely disconnected by this, technical difficulties. But anyway, she's 17 and he's 31. I just don't see what a 17-year-old kid needs to be with some old ass man having kids. But this is what society tells women, that they have this window of opportunity to have kids, and by the time they're 35 they're washed up. And like, women really believe that. I never believed that. I just never believed that. Hold on one second. Let me just move some of these things that are open down here. I just never believed that for 1 second. I just always thought that made no sense to me. But anyway, let's keep going. She says, we were together for a year before I became pregnant at 18. So now this is the red flag right here. You meet somebody and then after a year you're going to have a baby with them, but you don't think that that's going to be a bad choice that you're going to regret later in life. So this is what I'm saying. It's like they make it seem like motherhood is so horrific, but really it's their choices. Now, like my aunt was saying, maybe mental illness has something to do with the choices people will be making. Now that I might be able to subscribe to, but you making a stupid choice. We were together for a year before I became pregnant. I wasn't happy, but he was and wanted to keep the baby. Now there's the second reference. You are not happy, but he wants you to keep the baby. Why are you going to keep a baby if you're already not happy? You understand? So of course you're going to think motherhood is terrible because you had a baby at a young age with some older man, and then you didn't want the baby and you let this old man talk you into having this baby. So you are making bad choices. This is what I would tell young girls: do not make these dumbass choices. Don't let anybody decide for you when you're going to have this baby. Like, this is crazy to me. And then they make it seem like, then they get in this movement of where they want to constantly get on TikTok, get on all the social media and tell girls how terrible it is to have a baby. But what they're forgetting is the dumbass mistakes and stupid ass choices that these women have made. I'm sorry. I'm just so sorry. I had my daughter at 19 and I didn't feel anything. You didn't feel anything because you already said that you were 17 years old, and then you turned around and said that you were not happy. So why would you feel anything when you have a baby? I don't know if that's PPD or what, but I still get these feelings. I'm now 20 and she's 9 months old. I can't imagine my life without my kiddo, but there are days I wish I could go back. I don't know. This wears me out. It just really wears me out. Let me see if I can find this other one that was short. Because some of these, I was just looking at this. Some of these are so long to the point where it's like, it's just so long. Like, people are giving their whole life story. Let me see if I can find. Okay, here's another one. Look at this. This is what I'm saying. These people regret having children, but look at this stuff. Look at the choices they be making. I felt pregnant with after this is what she says. I fell pregnant with after a year with a man. I started dating when I was 19. He was 30. There we go with the Kevin Samuel shit of this older man being with this young woman. You know, it just it's crazy to me. I mean, that is just too young to me to be having a baby, being in a marriage and doing all that. Like you're just a kid, and like you, I feel like in your 20s, that's your time to like really like find yourself, figure out what you want to do with your life, and figure out what kind of woman you are before you go with somebody and letting them mold you into some kind of woman, you know. And then she says, our relationship has always been very turbulent, controlling, and abusive. And I absolutely regret having my daughter. Well, you could have knew you were going to regret having your daughter being with some old ass man that's grooming you. And this is where I feel like it's really sad because these girls are young. This man knows good and well that this girl is young and she's very ignorant and very naive. And it's just wrong to me. I feel like you would be under a lot of mental distress because you really don't know what you're getting into, and then look at the man, he's abusive and crazy. And I feel like a lot of older guys get with younger girls because they also probably have mental illness, or they also have some type of deficit where they can't, you know, impress or interact with a woman their age, so they get this young woman that's very naive that they can groom, you know. And I feel like and then she goes, this is what a lot of women make this mistake. We have all done it. I've done it too. She goes, I very stupidly thought things would get better when we had a baby together. Well, I've never thought anything would get better with a baby. I had common sense to know that 9 times out of 10, when I have this baby, this relationship is going to be over because I already know that this person is not going to be what I want them to be for my child. You already know that. You know that when you get with somebody that they are not going to be shit. You just know it. You just know. And then maybe he would, and then she's thinking if they have this baby, maybe he would stop yelling at me and calling me names. Maybe he would care for me a bit more and spend time with me. And he did. The whole time I was pregnant, everything was amazing. We had the relationship I've always wanted. We had a few hiccups, such as him screaming at me, blah 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 blah. She goes on and on and on. And she's saying the baby made her feel loved a little bit or whatever. But then she says, after I gave birth 8 weeks ago, he was an amazing father for the first 2 weeks while we had visitors. He did everything, all night feeds, diapers, everything, blah blah blah. And then, of course, she's going to go in to say, you know, he got arrested and it was a mess and everything became terrible. And then what? And then 9 times out of 10, she probably became a single parent or something like that. So, you know, I just say all this to say that I'm going to show you a bunch of videos of women on here beefing and crying and complaining because they don't like their life. But I'm just pointing out, you know, and I'm not really judging. I am a little bit because, you know, you have to take responsibility for your own stupid shit you be doing. You know what I mean? And I feel like the way society is so messed up. Everybody's such a feminist and everything like that. And you know, it's a whole movement of women that don't want kids. There's a whole group of women that hate men. There's a whole movement of women that hate their kids. And it's all, you know, it's just like I feel like women are shooting themselves in the foot in all of these areas. If they would just have a little bit better discernment and like not make decisions so fast and stupidly, I feel like motherhood will be better for them, and they wouldn't feel that way. And I feel bad that like we're already in a society where, you know, people are not having kids, families are all destroyed, people are all out of their minds, they don't know how to have a family, a man don't know how to be a husband, a woman don't know how to be a wife, and they don't know how to raise their kid. You know, it's just a disaster. And I just feel like people making bad decisions and never figuring out who they are in life and what they want to be in life is what causes this mentality. I don't care what anybody says. Let me see. I want to show you some of these videos of some of these women and let me see what y'all think. Hold on, let's see. I hope this wasn't playing the whole time I was talking. God damn it. This wears me out. Okay, I'm sorry if that was playing in the background the whole time, you guys. I'm sorry. This it just works crazy sometimes, and I don't really know what's going on. All of these just when it turned off, all this shit just started popping up. But hold on, y'all. We're gonna get it together. Give me 1 second. Let me just open up all these. That way they won't be making noise in the background. I'm sorry if that was playing. Hopefully you couldn't hear it because I wasn't sharing my screen. I'm hoping and praying. Hopefully that wasn't a huge distraction. Okay. All right, let's get this together. Let me clean this up a little bit. Okay, y'all. Okay, let's see. Okay. 1 second. Bear with me, y'all. Okay. Not them. All right. 1 second. Bear with me, y'all. I'm doing the best I can. Okay. And then once it conks out, everything how I have it set up starts gets reset, and then it's all us. Okay, so this is the TikTok situation now that's out here now of women, saying how much they can't stand their kids and stuff like that. So this was a trip to me because women complain about being a mother all the time, but like to literally get on social media and talk about how much you can't stand your kids and how much you hate your kids and how much you hate your life and how much you want to just leave your kids. And I just feel like that is crazy. And I just wonder, like, what are your kids going to think of your ass when they grow up? And how they going to feel about your ass when they find out that you felt like that? I just don't feel like everything doesn't need to be shared on social media, but this is the age we're in. So this woman's going to sit up here and talk about how much she can't stand her life. And, but what I can't really stand about it is that they're not really telling the girls, everybody's saying on here, oh, how great it is that these women are speaking up and everything. And you know what I'm saying? But what they're not telling you is the dumbass mistakes that they made. They're not telling you. They're telling you how bad they've ruined their life, but they're not telling you, at least some of them are not telling you that it's their fault why they're in a situation that they're in.
Motherhood. It's like I don't regret my daughter. I regret the role. I think people are rubbed the wrong way about it because most moms feel that way. Yeah. And you're not allowed to say it. There is an anxiety that I have developed having a child that never lived in me before at all. The fear of even when she's not with me and I don't have to be selfless, I'm still thinking about, is somebody going to hurt her? Is an earthquake gonna happen? A mother is like who I am, like at my core, and because of that it consumes a lot of my thoughts, and I hate that. I need space from my child in order to be a good parent. I can play as much as a 34-year-old woman can play, but feeling guilty about.
So like these women are just going to sit here on and complain about how they don't like being a mother and how they can't stand their kids. But listen to
publicly
this.
and having conversations.
The cannabis industry is exploding nationwide, and that's why I created the Master Mentors Live educational platform.
You can watch these conversations
about their experiences with having kids. Because I've reached a point in my life where I'm starting to realize that a lot of the ideas that I had about what life was going to look like when I was a kid were delusional and wrong. And one of those things is definitely having kids. And
I would definitely agree that women are delusional about what it's going to be like to have kids because they watch too much Disney shit, and they have a dream of a situation that just is not realistic.
The realizations that I've had have been a result of hearing from the experiences of other mothers and things that they weren't expecting or didn't know were going to come with, the job. And I always just imagined a life where I had kids, but now that I'm really living it, I just don't know if that's for me.
Now, what's hilarious is that she's like, this is not for me. Like, now that I'm living it, it's not for me. Like, you're supposed to figure out if it's for you before you do it. That is why I really believe that having kids in your 20s is the dummy move. It's a dummy move. Most people, when they get pregnant at that age, is by accident. They are stupid and they don't understand what love is and they don't understand what a marriage is. And they don't understand commitment and things like that. And then when that shit starts getting real, then they don't like it. And I guess, it's unfortunate. Maybe these girls don't have anybody to tell them, but I didn't need anybody to tell me that. Like, I just had common sense to look, I was raised with a single mother. I just had common sense to look and say, maybe you might not be too smart to have a baby at 18 years old. Maybe I should like wait a little bit more time, a little bit mature, and like I have a little bit more money because I'm broke. I'm just starting out in life. I don't have any money. What if the guy, forget the guy leaving you, what if he dies or whatever? Anything could happen. And like, am I equipped to take care of this? No. But maybe at a later time in my life, I would be. That is what I would think common sense would say to girls, but it doesn't.
And I said all that to say, thank you to the moms that come on the internet being their true and authentic selves.
They're not being their true and authentic self because they are not telling you I was a dumbass bitch. I fucked up at a young age having a baby with somebody. I was dumb and ignorant. Don't be dumb and ignorant like me. Motherhood doesn't have to be terrible for you. Just make good decisions in life. Talk to other mothers before you decide to have a baby. Do the research before you decide to have a baby. That's what they should be telling them. Don't tell them how bad it is. Tell them about how bad that you messed up. You messed up.
And telling us the real, because people need it, okay?
Red motherhood. It's like I know y'all only like my videos when I am loud.
Let me skip some. Let me just skip some because they go on and on and on and on and on and on. Okay, let's skip to this part right here because this girl actually is the only one on here that has.
World sucks already, and having kids are a lifetime responsibility. It's not tomorrow. It's over at 18. They're done. It's not that. Your kids are always going to be your kids, just like you're always going to be their parent. And why do I want to put that kind of responsibility on me? Not right now.
Thank you. That's how I felt. Common sense is going to tell most people, well, some people, because a lot of girls make this mistake. That's why, it's a problem. That's why there's so many thousands of people out here, tens of thousands, millions of people that regret their life because they made the dumb mistake. They didn't ask themselves these simple questions, or just have discernment and pay attention to the people around you and what it is like to have kids. People do more research on a new phone than they do about having the kids.
And of course, one day, maybe, possibly, but the more in my healing journey I get, the more I'm starting to realize that might not be something for me at all.
Motherhood. It's like I don't like.
First off, if you haven't seen.
So I like this girl. She had good sense to think like maybe this is not for me. But she also did say in this that, maybe down the line she would, you know what I'm saying? She's a gay girl. She said maybe down the line she would, but right now, no, and she looks very young. Maybe when she's 30, 40, she might decide, they make it seem like your life is over if you don't have a baby by 35. I had my baby at 40. I still get my period. I'm 52. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it's not even the women that are infertile. It's these men too. They have low sperm counts and stuff is wrong with them. I swear to you, I'm a hairdresser. I've been doing hair for 30 years. Almost every time a woman had an issue with infertility, except for one time, it was the man. It was the man. It wasn't even her. They'd make it seem like it's her eggs and all that. It was the men. So I feel like it's some bullshit out here being thrown on women all the time. Women are to blame for everything. But when you really pull the onion back, it's some bullshit.
In this interview, please make sure you go see it and watch it to the end. It will have much better context for you. But second of all, I want to say I am so grateful for her saying what so many of us mothers have said to ourselves secretly, but would never say out loud because of.
You know why they don't want to say it out loud? Because you look stupid. I'm sorry. You look stupid. You made a choice. You made a bad decision. Tell these girls that. You made a bad decision. You had a baby with somebody that wasn't shit. You let some old man talk you into being with him, marrying him, you straight out your teens. And you having a baby with somebody knowing damn well that you don't feel secure and you have all this you have all this anxiety surrounding it. Your spirit's telling you don't do it. That's why you feeling so bad about it and you don't want to, because your spirit's telling you you're not ready, and you don't listen to none of that, and you go out here and you make a mistake. And that is why it is so hard for women to say this. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel I chose the right man to have a child with. You know what I'm saying? I don't. However, I was 40 years old when I had my child. I was a grown ass woman. My career was secure. I knew when I was having my baby that it was going to be my responsibility. I knew what the repercussions were because I've been seeing all my friends have their kids, and I seen some be successful and I seen some not be successful. And I knew I can handle it because I was a grown ass woman. I wasn't a kid. So I'm saying these women are full of shit. I'm sorry. This is triggering me because they're not telling the girls what really is the issue. Is them and their decisions that made it messed up for them.
All of the judgment and criticism and the shame that people would try to pour into us and
the reason why they feel shame is what I'm saying. And I know I'm going to get all the backlash on this earth because of what I'm saying, but you know, I haven't even really watched these fully. So my reaction is like genuine. Like, I just feel it's bullshit. You know, you're going to go out here and start a movement of I hate my kids and I don't like being a mother. So girls don't want to have children, but you're not telling them why your life was hard. What dumb choice did you make? Just listen to all these stories. You're going to see what I'm saying. Every last one of them made some dumb decision that was just stupid. That was their fault. And as women, if we really going to help these girls, then we have to tell them the freaking truth of the dumb shit we be doing and the dumb mistakes that we make and all the shit. This is where I'm at with this.
and just try to make us feel yucky about ourselves.
You feel yucky about yourself because it was a yucky decisions that you was making. Let's be real with that. If we really want to help these girls, then we have to tell them the truth.
Her truth is so many of our truths. It is one of the reasons why so many women choose not to have children, because to say what she said, they would be shamed, they would be guilted, they would be judged, they would be all the things. But she is so right. I have 2 daughters, ages 30.
Here we go with the disclaimer. Now, after she done said all of that, now she's going to give the disclaimer about how much she really likes her kids. But you just sit there saying that, you know, it's the truth that, you know, motherhood is horrible and it's terrible and there's all these bad things about it. It make it make sense for me. Please make it make sense. Am I wrong? Please tell me.
39 and 35, and trust me, not a day goes by, even though they are good, grown, and gone, okay, that I do not worry about my children. From the moment that you conceive these children to the day you take your last breath, you are filled with anxiety, stress, fear. Every time the phone rings, you praying that is not something going on with your children. Nothing has happened to your children. It's
okay. Now, I can understand that as a mother, that you worry about your children and, you know, they go out here and you're worried. Yes, you do to a degree or whatever. You know, I was worried about my child too, but that's why I put him in every martial arts class, every boxing class, every self-defense. And I don't really worry about him as much anymore. And it's now that he's big, I really don't worry about him at all, really, because I know that he can really defend himself pretty good. And it would be a struggle to take my child. I would not want nothing to happen to him. But to me, I feel like these women, I don't know what's wrong with them. That's why this is where I lean with my aunt now about the mental illness. Because to me, if you are in this constant state of worry all the time, you're manifesting something bad to happen to your kid. Hello, you don't keep thinking that something wrong is going to happen, because to me, I almost feel, now this is going to be deep though. For me, I kind of feel like being that these women have so much regret is the reason why they are so negative, and they're manifesting this negative vibe on the child. You understand what I'm saying? And because to me, I don't think anything wrong is going to happen to my son. When my son leaves, I'm saying everything is going to be all right for him. You know, he is divinely protected. He has all the support and protection around him. Nobody can harm him. He's going to be fine. You know what I'm saying? I trust in his discernment and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't say, oh my God, something's going to happen to my son. Oh my God, somebody's going to kill him. Oh my God, somebody's going to shoot. I don't put that into the universe for my son. And when somebody says some shit like that, I'm like, God forbid that. Like, I rebuke that. I send that back to the depths of hell where it came from, that idea. That's all what happened to my son. So this is what I'm saying. These people, something is wrong with them, and they are sitting here like they are telling you the truth, and like this is good advice for girls, and it's not.
Different. And if you have never been a mother, you will never understand it. My daughter lives in Florida, one of my daughters, and I am terrified. She is 35 years old. Why do I have to be terrified that my daughter may be hurt when she goes to cast her vote, her legal right to cast?
Okay. This is where the mental illness comes in at. This is where my aunt is right, and I feel I will agree with her on the mental illness. Why? You don't have to worry about your daughter, nobody doing nothing to her in Florida when she casts her vote. That is liberal brainwashing. Ain't nobody, lynching nobody for no vote in Florida. This is the psychosis in the delusions in this woman's mind. She's worrying about shit that's not going to happen. Don't listen to people like this, girls. Don't.
Her vote because of all the BS that's going on in Florida right now. That's the kind of stuff that she is talking about. She doesn't regret her daughter any more than I regret my children. I would do it again, even with all that I know. But society, this conditioning, this way of thinking that mothers are never supposed to say these things and can't feel these things. And if they do feel these things, they must be wrong. They're bad or something. First of all, let's take these labels off. None of us are, we have a right to feel what we feel because of all the shit. I'm just going to say it. I try not to curse, but all the shit that we have to deal with, it's special.
Okay. But you only have to deal with these things because you want to. You're sitting up here saying that you're making up all these scenarios in your mind of what your daughter's going to go through that are not happening. I'm going to tell y'all this. This is from the Buddhist teaching. I fellowship with so many religions, and different things I pull from all different religions, but this just stuck out with me so much in that faith because it says, anxiety is thinking about the past all the time. I mean, thinking about the future all the time. This is what's wrong with this woman. This is why these women are nutty around their kids and their safety and stuff, because they are always focusing on what is happening in the future. You need your imagination to think of the future. It's not real. It doesn't exist. It is fake. Hello, listen to me. It is fake. Okay? Depression comes from worrying about the past all the time. Oh, I don't have this. My son's father don't do this. I don't have, I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. I miss my youth. That's the depression part. Thinking about the past. The anxiety is thinking about the future. Stay in the damn moment. And I guarantee you, in the moment, your ass is fine. In this moment, your daughter is not getting lynched to try to vote in Florida. In this moment, nobody's dragging your kid away to traffic them. In this moment, everybody is fine. Stay in the moment. You will not be depressed. You will not have anxiety if you stay in the moment. Don't listen to these jerks, kids, because I'm telling you, it's something wrong with these ladies. And my aunt was right about the mental illness, because this lady is crazy. She's making up stuff in her mind that's not even happening, and she's going to manifest that for her daughter.
Especially if your children are Black and brown. Let's be real. So thank you, Jessica Rose, for you saying what so many of us couldn't.
Then she's going to say about being brown. Can I remind y'all that 8 million children go missing every year in the world? So it's not just Black kids. This is what I'm saying. That is the liberal brainwashing narrative that is just bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, every mother is the same. It's not different because you're Black. You can make white girls make the same dumbass choices that you dumbass made. This lady made dumbass choices. White girls make dumbass choices. Everybody across the world make dumbass choices.
Put it in such a succinct way that hopefully folks have half a brain can understand that it's not that we regret motherhood. We regret all that comes with it, that we can't even.
Why can't she say that she regrets the choices that she made that make her life so difficult with her child? Why can't she say, I regret the father I chose? I regret the timing. I regret, like, it's your fault. It is your fault. It's nobody's fault. You chose to have a child when you weren't ready. You chose to have a child when you couldn't afford it. And then what kills me is girls that have more than one child and they broke. What on God's green earth would convince you to have another child when you can't even take care of the one you have? These are the dumb choices that girls make. And we have to be realistic about this shit.
Relax.
Recording.
I mean, like, please, child. This wears me out completely. I just can't. I'm gonna skip this lady because she really triggering me. This lady is really triggering me because I think she's just an ignoramus. And these are, and the sad thing is that this is so viral on TikTok, and these poor girls are thinking that these people have discernment. Listen to this girl.
I want her to go with her dad without me going. Like, yeah. And
this girl's talking about more of the same, about why she's so scared for her kids to leave, and she's so scared. I just feel like these women are manifesting negativity into their life by creating scenarios in their mind that's not happening. This is the mental illness and something ain't right.
Now that I'm on my third child, it's like.
So now this girl's saying that she's struggling with being a mother. She has all these regrets. She can't take the anxiety, but you have 3 kids. You were anxious on your first kid, and now you got 3. When is somebody going to say these girls are bugging? You didn't need to have no kids, let alone 3.
Even worse, or like.
And I just have to say, I tell my son this all the time. There is no worser. It's just worse.
I never like worried during my pregnancies, like, oh my God, I hope my baby survives with this, that, and the third. But with this baby, it's like it helping. Like, I pray over my baby 24/7, like, and I just.
You could pray for discernment before you have your 3rd baby. You could pray for discernment before you had your 2nd baby. Like, I don't understand why now that you have 3 babies, now you pray around the clock. I don't get it.
Love that every time I pray, he just kicks. So I know that God is listening. And yeah, but the anxiety is freaking real. Like, I know that my mom would never harm my kids.
Let me tell you something. I never had anxiety about nothing happening to my son. This is where we're different here. I never had anxiety ever about nothing happening to my son. I had the anxiety about something happening to me because I'm the person that's caring for the child. If something happens to me, what's going to happen to the child? You know what I'm saying? So I did always try to, I would try not to do things to get injured and stuff like that because I didn't want to be out of work. I would think about things like that. I would never manifest into the universe that something bad's going to happen to him. I'm always focusing on protecting myself so nothing bad happens to me. So I will always really try to have discernment about the people that I would have around me and the situations and things I will put myself in.
Do any of that, but even when they call my mom or anybody, I just freak out. Like,
now what kills me about these women that's so contradictory, you sitting here saying how much you can't stand your kids, how hard it is, how hard your life is, but then when somebody wants to take the kids and give you a break, you don't want them to go, and you want to, it's like you just want to complain. You have your mother to watch the kids, but you don't want your mother to watch the kids. So what the frick is going on here?
I call 24/7, and if like when they,
I really think she don't want to be bothered with the kids. Now she calls her mother 24/7 out of guilt to make it seem like, she cares so much, but really she's saying that she doesn't like being a mother because of the anxiety and all. I don't know. I'm sorry if anybody is offended by my position, but I just really wish that people could be in reality, and everybody acting like they trying to help young girls, but I just don't see the truth in anything that anybody's saying here. I just don't.
Go with their dad. If he don't send me a picture, when I say send me a picture, I'm gonna blow up his phone until I get a picture, because I'm starting to think, oh my God, why he ain't sending me a picture of them? Oh my God, why he not answering the phone? It's just all kind of crazy stuff. So the anxiety is freaking real. And when my kids are not here in the bed with me, it's like I start to cry sometimes, and I be praying. Like I gotta pray myself.
I can't
to
even
sleep.
watch this no more. Let's move on. This is exhausting. It's just too much. I can't. Now listen to this girl.
It's like I don't like.
No, for real though, let's talk about it, because I absolutely adore being a mother. But
you see, everybody always starts with this disclaimer. How can you sit up there and say you adore being a mother, then sit there for the next 15 minutes talking about how much you hate your life and you don't like your kids?
on the same hand, this shit is ghetto. However, most millennial mothers, we are built to survive because we've seen our parents go through hell.
Okay, now how dumb of a chick is this? You're saying that you're built to survive because you saw your parents go through hell, but then you go have a baby at a young age. How dumb do you have to be? That is a dumb mistake. That is a stupid mistake. And what she's saying makes no sense at all. That is why one should wait till they're older and have more sense to become a mother.
We were raised in a society of fear, anxiety, frustration, hatred, and we are bringing.
Like, what kind of childhood did she have? That's what I'm saying. A lot of people, like I'm feeling my aunt right now, because a lot of people, they have mental illness. It's something wrong with them because of childhood traumas, or different family issues with their mothers or their fathers or whatever, that shape their minds into weird things like this girl's mind.
Children into this world. Millennial moms are built on survival, so another person can just exist.
In just over 2 minutes, I'm going to show you how I created this ebook using a feature called Word.
It's ridiculous. All right, let me just skip.
So before anybody tries to come,
let me just skip past this, because these girls go on, and like, these are people you just want to slap, because it makes no sense. I want to laugh because nobody's really saying what the true problem is. It's like they're evading. They're really evading. Okay, that's it.
Regret my daughter. I regret
here, because I can't. All right, let's stop this here. Okay, let's stop this here. Let me I have a little bit of notes here, because instead of, like, I really would just want to try to figure out a way to help girls cope a little bit, because these women are just wrong. They're wrong. That's their opinion and they're entitled to it. But if you're really trying to help girls, nothing what they're saying is the way. It's not. It's going to make your life even more toxic and make you even more confused and crazy listening to these women. These so-called feminists. I don't even get me started on that. You can watch my video on feminism, in my live section, if you want to know my opinion on this foolishness. But anyway, so what I would say as far as coping with this is, focus on what is going right in your life. Because like I said, focusing on the past and focusing on what you don't have and things you wishing on the star that you have, that's dwelling on the past, and that causes depression. And worrying about the future too much, it causes a lot of anxiety. So if you could just stay in the moment and be thankful for what you got, be thankful for the life you have, be thankful for the kids that you have, and focus on that moment that you're in, and stop bringing the past and the future into the moment, I guarantee you're going to feel much better. And I would definitely say a lot of women, They make the excuse that they don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. I'm always home with my kids. Okay, if you're always home with your kids, why don't you exercise? Because exercising is a good way to help stress for you and your kids. And kids like it, and it's fun for them. There's all kind of free activities. I did a video in my lives called Support for Single Mothers and Fathers. And I did another one, something with single mothers again, the coping stuff for single mothers. So watch those videos because I have a lot of resources and stuff in there. I think one was about how to build your network as a single mother, to build people and raise your frequency and stuff like that. Because the main reason why you're suffering is because your frequency is really low and you're not going to draw the people to you to give you the help and assistance and the love that you need. That's number one. And managing your time, this goes with the exercising thing, is like manage your time. Like, you girls say they don't have nothing, they don't have no time, but you're sitting in the house all day with your kids. And that's why you're getting fat, because you're just sitting around doing nothing with them. Take your kids out, go to the park, ride bikes, go for a walk. You don't even have to have a gym membership. You can do exercises at home with them. You know, my son likes martial arts. He watch videos all day and do karate kicks. I spar with him, whatever. You know, get up, stay in the moment. Stop thinking about all the things wrong and sitting around being sad and depressed, eating all day with your kids and all that, and you making them fat too. And, you know, it's just a lot, you know, and none of us are perfect. You know, we all, you know, we all fall short of the glory, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, at some point you got to be realistic with yourself and say, you know, where your faults are. Like, for me, example, me and my son both got fat over the pandemic. We gained so much weight. We lost some of it though. And like now we're still trying to lose it. Like, we're trying to eat better. We go to the gym all the time. We, you know, we're running, riding the bikes and doing exercise. You know, you got to see where your mistake is and correct it. Stop making excuses and not being realistic with yourself where you are at fault. You know what I'm saying? In the shit. You know, you have to take responsibility, and that is the start right there. And like I said, this all goes with the staying in the moment, but I have to keep reiterating is stop worrying about what you're not getting. Stop worrying about what you're not getting. Really focus on what you do have, because it always could be worse. It always could be worse. And you can't look at your kids in such a negative light, because you're transferring that negativity to them. And then you wonder why they grow up and have this negative life, because they had a lifetime of this negativity and not giving them the emotional support that they need, because you're a mess. You can't be giving them the support they need if you're a mess. They can't. That's why I say I'm more worried about me surviving than I am him, really, because without me, what is he going to do? If my mental health is all a mess and I'm all fat and out of shape with a heart attack and diabetes about to die, what is that going to do for him? You can't be a good mother if you're all a mess and you have this negative mind state for your life all the time. Your kids can pick up on that. They feel that. It's a vibration. It's a low level vibration that you're putting out into the universe and all around your kids 24 hours a day. And I want you guys to stop thinking about the lies about a woman's prime in her life, because that is made by men. It's craziness. You look at the Bible, men marrying 12-year-old kids, the Quran, you know, what Aisha, he married her when she was a little girl. Like, you know, what kind of shit is that? That's crazy. You know, a woman, you know, she needs to grow into womanhood. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, the society is not set up like it was 2,000 years ago or even 50 or 60 years ago. It's different. You know, most men cannot afford to take care of a woman and a family. They can't. The woman has to go to work. Take that into consideration when you have a baby with somebody, if he can support you, and what is this going to take? You know, and don't be thinking, you know, like it's the Little Mermaid or some Disney shit that, you know, Prince Charming is going to come, because ain't none of these men Prince Charming, because most of these guys cannot afford to be Prince Charming. They need your help to make a living, and then you're going to be expected to make a living, take care of the kids, take care of him, take care of the house. Common sense is going to tell you what it is. Just even if you just stop for a few minutes and just ask yourself a few simple questions and talk to some, you know, some single mothers, talk to some married women with kids, they'd be more than happy to talk to you. You can talk to me. I'll tell you the truth about it. You know what I mean? It's, you know, being a mother is not, it's not easy, but it can be, it depends on your mentality and your frequency. If you're on this low frequency of like negativity all the time, that's what's going to come into your life. But if you raise your frequency to a higher frequency of positivity, you will draw the people to you to improve your quality of life. That's just how it works. That's just what it is. Nobody's coming to be bothered with you with your negative mindset, and then you're raising these negative ass kids, and maybe by the grace of God, your kid could be inspired by somebody to raise their frequency. But if you're not going to do it 9 times out of 10, it's not going to happen. Kevin Samuels, I can agree with him on certain things as far as the attitude that women have and why men don't like them and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I do not agree with him about these older men being with these young women just starting out their life. You know, oh, I'm 20. Let me go get with a 40-year-old man. It's like, of course you're going to long because you didn't even get to enjoy your life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes it could work out maybe, but I just don't see where that is ever going to work, because you're missing a big chunk of your life of like getting your independence and, you know, going to school or having a job and, you know, just being free. You know what I'm saying? Like me, by the time I had my child, and my son even said this because he was watching me prepare for this, and he's only 12 years old. And he said, Mom, what are you doing? I said, oh, there's this whole movement of women that regret their kids. I said, but, I don't regret you. And then he cut me off. And he said, yeah, because you had me when you were older and you had lived your life already. So if a 12-year-old can see that, why can't an 18-year-old or a 26-year-old or 30, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you'll just be a more successful mother the more fulfilled that you have been, and I feel like that's why a lot of women regret not having kids and getting married when they get like in their 30s and 40s, because that is, the age you mature and you start longing for that, because now you were at a stable place in your life and you're much more mature, like your whole brain is not even formed till you're like 24 or 26 or something like that. So like, why would you be making decisions like that? I honestly feel that a good time to start a family would at least be, I mean, people are going to say no, but like, I would say at least between 30 and 40, because I just feel like neither one of y'all are stable. The man's not stable. You're not stable. Even Kevin Samuels was always saying that most men, they get secure in their careers around 40, and then they want to get this woman that's 30 or 20 or a teenager to make babies with, because that's their prime. But I just don't believe that if as a woman in your younger life, if you take care of your body, take care of your health and whatnot, I don't think you would have much of a problem having children. I don't believe that. I mean, I could be wrong, but I just don't subscribe to it. And I believe too, what you put in your mind is what you're going to manifest. So if you keep telling yourself, oh, my eggs are not going to work by the time I'm 30, then they probably won't. I never thought at all about my damn eggs. I never thought at all about being pregnant and give 2 shits about it one way or the other. And here I am as a mother. And like I was saying, I can't understand these old men with these young women, it's something ain't right with that. And it doesn't make sense to me. And I just feel like these women are stunted. And then when the relationship doesn't work out, because it's not going to, because they're just light years apart age-wise, and soon she's going to feel resentful, and it's just in you to want to be free and do things that you enjoy and passions that you may have, that I feel that these girls never get to experience that, because they get so consumed in a man and kids and everything at such a young age. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And I don't see why society tells girls this. And this is why now a lot of girls don't want to be parents, because they feel that they have to give up their youth or something to have kids, and that's just not the case. It's a lie. It's like, I feel like the feminist movement really made women crazy. I'm sorry. It made women it made women very masculine and not in a feminine energy. And this is also a reason why I feel like a lot women have a lot of issues too. And society is just very off balance, in my opinion. Because I feel like once you have your career set and you're stable with your money, you can be a mother, because your job as a mother, whether people believe this or not, is to receive a soul in this realm and help it to divinity. You're training a soul how to survive here, to, you know, reach God elevation. That's what you're doing. But a lot of people, I don't know what they think a mother is or a father is. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm the Terminator in this world for my son. You know, I was put here to elevate this child to divine status. That's what I feel my job is. And I only knew that once I got old enough and had enough discernment to understand the reality of things. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take time for your spirit to catch up with your mind, you know, and it's going to take time for you to elevate your frequency to me before you're really ready to be a mother. I just don't feel that at such a young age, you just don't really have anything to teach a child because you don't know your damn self. And again, society and feminism is why women hate their position as women, but as they get older and get discernment, then you start hearing, oh, I wish I would have married. Oh, I wish I had kids. Oh, I wish I had a man take care of me. Oh, this, oh, that. Because as you get older, you gain more discernment. As you get older, you gain more wisdom than you had at 18 and 20 years old. You know, so I would say to girls to just really, really think and take your time, you know, before you have kids. Now, I wanted these young men, I really thought these young men were really cute. And I like their discussion that they had about this. Let me try. I mean, we already over an hour, and I knew this was going to take long because, like I said, anything I put on here is a lot to unpack, especially lately because society is so messed up. And I feel like these kids are they're really out of their damn mind. Okay, let's see. Let me key this up. Because I watch these videos to the best of my ability just so we can skip through them so we don't have to keep watching stuff that may be irrelevant. Okay, let me present my screen. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's watch these young men. This was great to see these young men's perspective on this.
In case someone finds this someday, it's been 7 months since I posted this, and I'm feeling much better. If you're reading this because you find yourself feeling similar, it really does get better. Hang in there.
Well, yeah, I mean, damn, she said 18 months. I bet the first 2 or 3 years are definitely the hardest.
Child diagnosed with developmental delay has significant primordial signs of autism. I'm at my wit's end. Can't even describe how devastated I feel every hour of every day. My heart feels like it's being crushed in my stomach. I want to throw up and scream and cry at the same time, but I just walk around with a dead stare. Every time I look or even think of my poor, beautiful boy, I'm overwhelmed with despair. He'll never have a good life, and he'll destroy his mother and me while he does it.
Now, these boys, this was interesting, this video, because these boys were more focusing on, you know, mothers of kids that have developmental delays, behavior problems, and stuff like that. Now, this, I can really see where you can have a lot of regret that's not of your own doing, because, you know, you set out to be a mother, you set out to have a child, you're like super excited, you're prepared, everything is ready, you had discernment, you know, you did everything right, and then you get a sick child. And now it's like, you're like, damn, maybe I should, you know, it's very hard to care for a special needs child. So I did have much empathy for these women, more so than the women that just made bad choices.
This is the truly most horrific disease. I would rather he had cancer. At least he could be in a relationship with us. He could love us and look us in the eye, and it means something. I weep every few hours now. I can't go on like this, but I don't know how it ends. What am I supposed to do? How do people get emotionally and mentally eviscerated like this for years?
That's tough. It's true. Being with somebody that has like a developmental issue, like they don't know how to love or like have conversation with you or enjoy their life. And so and they don't know that how they're treating you. They don't know how it affects the other person, the person that's taking care of them. So I don't fully get it, but I obviously can understand where she's coming from.
Can you say, I'm done, brother? Drop him off at the firehouse.
If that's how you feel, because there's people that would say like, no, like I love this child and I'm going to take care of them and be with them for the rest of their life. But if you're feeling this way, then yeah, like put them up for adoption, because
and I kind of agree with what he's saying, because, you know, these young men are saying that, well, shit, if you have a child that's difficult to care for, then, you know, and you hate them, you feel like that, maybe let somebody that's going to love the child take the child. So I would kind of agree with this.
If you don't love the child and that's how you feel. Yeah, this isn't even like this is a cry for help. Don't let it carry on like that. But imagine the kid reading that. I mean, that's how you feel.
So I'm gonna skip a little bit more because I'm gonna try.
If you feel that, the same things he has, and he.
Did you know that Google is the first place shoppers look for new products?
He's pissed. He literally told the therapist that we were not including him in the things we did as a family or individually. ADHD, what was it? ADHD or bipolar. And
now this one is more kids that have like behavior problems, this family. But I do feel like Dr. Umar said, what he said, ADHD is ain't no daddy home disease. Like, you know, sometimes maybe it would be helpful to kids if the parents didn't have so many mental health issues and really spent more time with their kids and paid more attention to their kids. And I don't know. I kind of agree with Dr. Umar on that, but I don't feel it's true in every situation, but I do feel it's true in a lot of situations.
And then now the son's resentful, the brother's resentful.
And literally hitting your bipolar sister, bro.
It isn't over for me because it never began. I'm ashamed of my life and existence. And once my son's old enough, I'm moving to another country and starting over. My teen.
So you don't think that your kids know that you don't like them? You don't think your kids know that you regret your life with them? It's the vibration, it's a frequency that you're on, and everybody around you is going to feel it, whether they know it consciously that you're a low vibration person and something's wrong with you or not. That's what it is.
Were ruined, and so were my 20s. I'm so ashamed that I don't really want to get into the details, but yeah.
What did she just say? She ruined her 20s. She was too young to have children, and she doesn't know how to be a mother. She doesn't have discernment. She doesn't know what she's doing, and she's ruining her kids with her low frequency and vibration. And it seems like the son is resentful of the daughter, and you know, it seems very obvious.
She had a child in her teens.
The trauma from my abusive relationship and pregnancy, childbirth.
There we go with the mental illness, the trauma, and all of that. Just like, you know, my aunt was saying, Trina, I love you. You know, you were kind of right. You know, I agree with you a little bit more than I did the other day. But so yeah, so you know, again, a lot of the reasons why these people make these bad choices is because, you know, different trauma and different mental disruptions and stuff that have not been treated when they probably just needed therapy and stuff before they decided to have kids, because now they messed up their kids and their kids is just going to be in a cycle of, you know, mental disruptions like the mother.
Motherhood has changed and traumatized me to the point I can't have healthy relationships and healthy attachment style. I'm ashamed to go out, especially with my son, and I just hate everything. I'll never experience a healthy relationship with someone where we do what we want and have all the time in the world for ourselves. Because
now, see, as I'm hearing this reminds me of a very low vibration, very low frequency person. I can't stand people that are negative all the time, because they're going to suck you down. They're going to make you fall in life. People that have a more high frequency, they're much more positive. They're, you know, they vibrate at a higher frequency. They give energy often. You feel lighthearted around these people. And I guarantee you, a person on a higher frequency is not going to have this life of hardships like these people on a low vibration.
Because of my baggage, I don't even think I can have any long-term relationship because of how my abusive one has shaped my entire outlook on people, especially for men. I don't think I'll ever be able to share my space with someone ever again. I barely even had a relationship with my ex where it was just him and I and figuring ourselves out because he coaxed me into getting pregnant. So listen to this. She's saying that, which a lot of women do say, that
once you have a baby, it messes up the relationship, you know, because you should be sturdy in your relationship before you have kids. And most relationships are, you know, the cost her to have a baby. Nobody can force you to have a baby. It is your, this is what they always say, my body, my choice. Who's going to make you have a baby? As readily as abortions are available, and as much as people want to kill their babies in society today, you always have a choice. You can kill your baby, or you could just not have no baby, you know what I'm saying? Get birth control, or just be celibate or some shit until you're sure of what you're doing and who you're messing with. That would be the advice I would give.
Months after we got together,
people are constantly posting on this 4 days ago. So like,
Yeah, this is like new stuff.
a lot of them talk about having a special needs child.
I mean, yeah, having a child in general is just hard, but like when you have to now be their caretaker for the rest of their life.
I mean, that's, to me, I have a lot of empathy for those parents that, you know, have a special needs child, because you're never going to get a break from this child. One of my friends, she has a brother with special needs, and like when the mother passed away, the brother went into like a home, and she just always fought to have him, and now she has him at home. But he's like 60 something years old, but he really is just like a little kid. You know, he wets the bed, he does it, you know, it's a lot. But she doesn't mind caring for him. That's her brother. She loves him. She's a high frequency loving person or whatever, and she manages it, and it doesn't seem like it's a huge burden for her. But people that don't want to do that, it's going to be a problem, you know. And if you know, it's the messed up situation to be in, because if you have a special needs child, it is really difficult to care for, and you just can't manage it. I don't know. Should you give them away? It's like, it's very touchy.
High level difficulty.
I messed up my brain. I have permanent brain fog.
Oh God.
I'm broken. I'm a young lady, 21, one baby, single parent, don't have a relationship with my family at all. Some of these are self-induced, where it's like, no.
And like, why doesn't she have a relationship with her family? Like, this is what I'm saying. It's all trauma. It's, you know, people like this should not have kids because they had such a messed up childhood. They already going to step into the situation with a negative attitude. I had a single parent, but I didn't really have like traumatic experiences with my mom. Like, we, you know, the teenage years bullshit, you know, when I was in my 20s, we would have our little moments of toxicity, arguing, stuff like that. But like, all in all, she took care of us, and she didn't make it seem like it was a horrific experience for her or anything like that. You know what I mean? And she seems happy in her life today. You know, now that we're grown, she's doing what she want to do. And I don't ever really felt like she wasn't doing the things that she really wanted to do. I would have to ask her that, but like, she never really made it seem to us that it was a problem. Like, these girls are really on a low frequency and like super negative. Like, their kids have to know. Like, their kids have to know they don't like them.
Who's in charge of you getting pregnant?
Why does your family hate you?
What do you do when your child?
He just said the same thing I said. Why does your family hate you? Like, let's unpack this whole situation, because something ain't right.
Oh, isn't special needs, but is badass. What do? You
call up the guy that yells at your kid.
You can't start like choking them. Oh yeah, you hire the black guy that
or it makes.
Yeah, a lot of girls have terrible kids, and that's why they'll never have nobody come into their life. Again, I feel like kids act out too when they don't get the attention from their parents. Like, kids don't know. They just figure some attention is better than no attention. And I feel like they act out sometimes just for that reason. So I really do try to, you know, give my son the attention he needs. Like, I will stop what I'm doing for him to show me something and, you know, tell me things and stuff like that. Because I really do, you know, I really am interested in the things he's interested in, and I love and care for him. So, you know, it's different when you don't love and care for somebody. You're not going to make time for them. They're always irritating and aggravating you, and the kids pick up on it.
Comparing to associate. Well, I guess, like, also, what has he been watching?
Let me speak a little bit, because we getting too far. It's time is going for this. This was a lot to unpack, man. And I don't like to do several videos on the same shit over and over. I'd rather just make the video, put all the information in one space, and you watch it and do what you will. And keep it moving for my life.
Like, you realize all the stuff that your parents did for you.
And they're already paying for each other.
I love
now
this,
they're paying for you.
Again, thinking about the being grateful.
These boys have discernment because they're really thinking about what it is to be a parent and what their parents have really done for them.
your parents thinking about what they sacrificed, they literally sacrificed their lives. So how old are we? 20 motherfucking 6, 27?
27, pushing 30.
Still, our parents are still like sort of helping us out, whatever. But at least for 18, you're telling me for 18 years, every weekend, every weekday, they just did all the stuff to help you.
And even if you're in high school right now, it's happening right now, or middle school, just step back. Think about it. That's why I like when people are like.
But the one thing I could say about parents that really love and care for their kids is that it brings you joy to do those things. It brings me joy to like spend my money to do something fun to see my son smile. Like I just like to see him happy when he's playing and he's joyful. It brings me joy. It's like a kid is naturally on a high frequency. Adults lower their frequency because they're on a high frequency already. And I just feel like, you know, kids give you energy. They give you, they elevate your frequency already until you fuck them up and lower their frequency, you know? And I always tell my son, you have kids' energy, like give me some of your kids' energy and he'll give me a hug or whatever, you know? A child needs 7 hugs a day at least, you know what I mean? Like we're huggers. I give him lots of hugs and we play and we do things together. We laugh and we, you know, we do a lot of things together. And I feel like just being a mother, that elevated my frequency alone. You know, it's all how you look at things. Your child is a gift to you, and your child is there to elevate you and teach you lessons and help, you know, raise your frequency and, you know, hopefully bring you to God's status and open up your third eye. You know, that is what, you know, that interaction is supposed to be. It's very divine. And for people to hate it because of the stupid mistakes they made, you know, you're just churning out another mini me of yourself that's going to be a hot ass mess.
Yo, go tell your mom I love you, or just give them a hug just for no reason. Like I say, everybody will give their parents a hug.
You won't really know until you're a parent. Then you'll really be like, oh my God, they did this for me.
Yep, and then you're gonna be calling up your mom. What do I do when the baby's crying at 4 a.m? Yo, mom, he's acting like this.
I definitely like telling people be grateful for your parents because they sacrificed their life for you.
Even if you guys still disagree as of right now, like still think about a lot of the heavy lifting they did to have to.
You can see these boys had good parents because they're grateful. People like these girls in these videos, they probably didn't have good parents. It is a very traumatic and terrible experience, and they are just putting that on their kids and lowering these poor babies' frequency before they even get a chance in life. And you just hope that, you know, these kids come in contact with somebody to, you know, raise their frequency. So I'm gonna stop this one, and I'm going, and I have so much stuff. I always have so much stuff to show y'all, but then I don't get to show it to you because we just get so behind. But I'm going to end it on this note right here, because this right here, it says everything to me of what I was trying to tell you about people making crazy decisions in life, and then they're miserable. Let's look at her. Okay, listen to this girl.
The ugly truth of being a mother.
This girl has a total meltdown on social media.
My truth. And I'm tired. My truth is I'm tired. I'm tired. And I know this is only gonna last so long. But man, as a mother, it's just not fair. It's not fair. And we can't blame the kids because they didn't ask to be here. But man, I'm tired. This shit gets so frustrating. I literally got my 1 and 2 year old in there probably screaming their heads off, and I just had to walk out. I had to walk out. This is what I have to do. I have to leave them in their room, and I have to walk out because my insanity, my frustration can just, man, it can go there. It can go there. I'm tired. I wish I could just walk away, and this shit is not fair. It's not fair. I literally was sitting here talking to my best friend about it last night. I didn't want him to leave.
I'm gonna skip a little bit, but she goes on and on about, you know, how hard her life is, how sad she is, and how, you know, much work it is, and all of this and that.
When you incarcerated and you sitting here in jail for 7-8 months, I'm taking care of these kids by myself.
Okay, so 9 times out of 10, if he went to prison, he probably was a mess when you got with him. And that is the red flag for me, the poor decision making of who you choose to have kids with.
That whole time. Now, guess what? Can I get 7-8 months to myself? And I am strong.
What does she think? He's going to come out of prison and take the kids and take care of the kids? With what money? Where are he going to live at with the kids? He's probably coming to live with her out of prison. This is just silly to me.
It's going to be okay. I know it's going to be okay. But guess what? This is one of those mothers. I'm set up. I got 2 sick babies who got ear infections and pink eye and upper respiratory infection like this.
Okay, so she actually has 3 kids. So I'm trying to figure out, when you have your first baby, why don't you stop there? This is the poor decision making that we don't hear about. And she does admit towards the end, you know, that
this shit is hard. Mistakes. I'm tired. I just want to walk away sometimes, and I feel so bad. I feel bad. If it makes you feel bad that you just want to walk away, I'm tired.
But not for nothing, men walk away from their kids all the time. And, you know, I definitely can understand how she feels like this, because she's taking care of all these kids alone and she's struggling. I'm sure he ain't got no damn money if he's just out of jail and a mess and all that. So, you know, she probably is really, really difficult for her. Look. Now she was blowing him up on social media. So what you don't see is that she gets on social media and he gets in the live and he's like, "Yo, like, I didn't abandon you. Like, why are you on here saying this or whatever?" And then he pulls up, like he got there so damn fast, you know, to try to show himself in a good light, because I guess, you know, people know them or whatever, and he gonna try to show up there, you know. But she already done said what she said about how he went to prison and how he don't, you know, she be doing everything by herself and how he be going, you know, for months and she be raising the kids on her own. So she said what she said. And she gonna keep saying more stuff though.
They are frustrating. It's frustrating. You don't understand.
I don't understand, but I'm there to help you when you need me. If you need them.
He's like, I'm there to help when you need me. You're needed all the time, bro. You're needed all the time. All the time. Every day, every night. You're needed all the time.
Anytime to yourself, just let me know.
I need it.
Did he just say, I'm here anytime, just let me know? What do I need to let you know? I got 3 kids with you, Negro. You're needed all the time. What do I need to let you know? There's so many things that need to be done. If you're there all the time, you would know that. This is why I say this is foolishness. And she chose a clown, and she just didn't have discernment. And she gonna have to come to the realization that this is just gonna be her life, because I doubt very seriously he's gonna do anything different.
Because I'm gonna hurt one of them, and I don't want to hurt one of them. No, I don't care. It's the truth. It's the truth.
Now she's literally just sitting here saying that she's going to hurt her kids, and this people think that he told her, "Oh, don't say that." She said, but it's true. She's crying out for help. She's on social media crying hysterically, and she's telling you she's going to hurt her kids. Like, you know, you got to take stuff like this seriously, because what sent me down this path of these young mothers was that one mother committed suicide. She drove her car into another man's car and killed herself because she was just so overwhelmed with being a single mother. It's very traumatizing for these young girls.
I would never do it intentionally, no.
So let me just move forward, because we way above time here. Let me just get to the bottom line of this here. Let me see. She goes on for 2 videos of this. I didn't watch the other video, but she just total meltdown.
Oh. Again, I can't blame nobody really but myself.
Now here comes the truth.
I had them.
Girls should talk to this girl right here before they have kids.
That's just what it is. So please don't take away that I'm crying. I know it's gonna be okay. I'm just having a moment right now. I'm having a moment. I didn't expect their daddies just to pull up because he seen me on live, but I thank God he did because.
And you see what she said? She said she ain't expecting to pull up because he be missing for weeks at a time, months at a time. That's how they do. You know what I mean? These girls are out here taking care of the kids and they get the blame for everything that goes wrong, but they're young and they just don't know what they're doing. And they're struggling all by themselves. And I feel like they do the best they can to be so young. I mean, I'm a grown ass woman and I can't even imagine having 3 kids in a broke ass Negro with me and he ain't doing nothing. I can't even imagine.
I'll be wanting the truth. Here go the truth. If you ain't got no kids, don't have none.
Listen, girls. Listen.
Not unless you're really, truly ready to take this on.
This is the most honest person in the whole damn series.
And if you do, please space them out. Don't.
And see, she has stair-step kids. She had 3 kids back to back to back. What type of trauma does it take in a person's mind to keep having more kids when, one is a struggle, then you have another, then another? There's definitely some type of mental disruption or some type of trauma, very, lack of discernment. I don't know what this is, but she's telling you what it is. And these girls are very young. It's very sad and scary.
I have no stair steps. Just don't do that. You know what? I'm gonna have to end this just so I can get them ready so they can go.
So look, he's there, and
I
she's still saying that she has to get the kids ready. You know what I mean? He's there. Why can't he do it? So she's, she gotta still, do what she gotta do for these kids. He's useless. Only reason why he ran over there so fast was because he saw that she was having an emotional breakdown on live. If he was doing everything he's supposed to do, she wouldn't be on there crying. I'm sure it's very difficult. I have 1 child. And I went through COVID and all of this, and I work in the film industry, strikes and stuff like that. And it's very scary to think about the future, and it could have the potential to give you a lot of anxiety. But like I say, I don't really focus on the future, and I don't ever intend on suffering. I don't intend on suffering. That doesn't cross my mind. I don't put that into the universe. I'm always putting into the universe that this is going to work out right. I'm always praying for discernment and elevate my frequency and bring to me the people that I need to help me with this situation, and it always works out. But you don't learn all of those things until you get older and get wisdom. And unless you're going to have a man with you that has wisdom, don't let these fools lead you nowhere. That's why this is a lot of the reason why a lot of women don't trust men and don't want to submit to them, because you do not want to follow behind a man that doesn't have discernment. You don't want to follow behind a man that is not a leader, that's not going to lead you in the right direction. I mean, he went to prison. Her boyfriend went to prison. So he's clearly not going to be able to lead you nowhere except to a dark place. So I would say it would make more sense for you to wait until you live and talk to enough people and get the wisdom you need to go out there and start a family. Like I said, I didn't want no kids. I got pregnant by chance, and I've looked at my life and I did a lot of soul searching and thought that I can handle this. I got a good job. I'm secure in my career. I'm great. My son's father, he's annoying as hell. I know this is not going to work. And can I do this alone? Like, I asked myself all of the questions and came back with, yes, you can do this. You know what I mean? You can handle this. When I was 20, would I have been able to handle it? Hell no. When I was in my 30s, hell to the no. But like at that stage in my life, I was, so I would definitely say to these girls, just don't follow. If you're going to be with a man, just make sure it's somebody that's going to love and care for you. If it's going to be an older man, he needs to be in a position where he can lead you to the proper place. And I just find that these girls get with these men and it doesn't work out like that. And then they end up getting divorced. And then here they are, a single parent at 30. Or, here they are with teenagers at 40 all alone. And meanwhile, this man is out here going somewhere, marry again. This is the thing. A man is always going to go out and find another woman to take care of him. What are you going to do? These are the questions that you have to ask yourself, because you want to know what's going to happen if this matches up. Forget about him matching up and cheating on you and doing all that. What if he dies? What if he becomes handicapped? I've seen every issue happen to women in my career of a hairdresser for 30 years. I've heard all these different stories. There's a lot of things that can happen in a relationship to make it really difficult. And if this man is not setting you up and he's not, a leader, I would say don't have no kids with him. And unless you can take care of the child by yourself. And if you do decide to have a child with a loser because you just really want to be a mother and you love kids, whatever, just make sure that you can support your children, that you have a good support system and network. Like I said, I have a video in my lives that talk about how to build a support system. And I think you should watch it. It's very helpful of how I was able to, build up a team of people to help me with my son when he was young. All right, so I'm going to get off here. We were on here for a long time. It's been 1 hour and 36 minutes. But like I said, I don't care. When it's something to talk about, we're going to talk about it and we're going to unpack it. There is no time limit. You can watch it or you don't have to watch it, but it's there. And you can share it with somebody. Share, and subscribe, comment, please just like the videos. I don't see why people have such a hard time just liking and subscribing to something. Big deal. It's just a click. You guys click on some of the dumbest shit. But really, I really would like to see a little bit more help for these girls. And like I said, I still have so much stuff I wanted to unpack here, because just to throw in here real quickly, one woman was talking about how only child, people have, only child syndrome. They think having one child is terrible. I have one child. I would never have another one. I don't want no blended family, none of that. I'm happy with my only child. We can travel, we can go. It's not a hardship at all when you have one child. And I would definitely tell women, that is what your body's intended for. That's what your breasts are for. That's what your vagina is for. That's what a whole lifetime of a period is for. All of that. That is for you to be a mother. And it's a very loving thing. If you're not on some low frequency full of trauma and everything like that, it could really bring joy to your life, and it could elevate your frequency very high when you're a mother, and you get a lot of divine protection only if you have enough discernment to recognize it. Because if you're on some low frequency, you're just going to always be below it. So I would say that, don't listen to these old, what do you call it, jaded old women out here that, made a mess of their lives for their bad decisions. We've all made bad decisions. I've done many things in my life that I regret and paid the price for, but being a mother was not one of those things. So, I'm going to go now, you guys. I am super tired. My eyes are burning and everything like that, but this was well worth it. Got a little triggered in this one, because, I can't stand these whack ass women out here that's a hot ass mess that's just trying to lead the youth astray, So with that being said, I'm going to go, y'all. I love y'all and thank you for watching. And please like, share, and subscribe. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Anybody that sat through this video, you're a G. I love you. You have discernment. I appreciate you. And I'll see you the next time, y'all. Gots to go. Have a good week, y'all. Enjoy your life.